everyone! Welcome back to some more Let's Play Modern Deus Ex.
You saved my life!
No problem, glad to help. Oh my goodness. I have a little bit to say about that later. It's something just occurred to me. But first, viewer, we should chat a bit about something that's going on, and then do the summary. And then we'll start playing the game. First off, viewer, you should know that I am re-recording even more of the game at this moment. Today is actually April 7th, 2026. Yeah, it's Tuesday, and I was commenting on some of your comments in the videos I have uploaded already for this game. And I just want to say thank you, guys. I absolutely love the comments I'm getting here. I read all of it. I'm trying my best to respond to all of you, too. Thank you. It is phenomenal that so many of you also, I mean, it's not, how do I describe this? I am surprised? Surprised is probably the correct word to use. That many of you share my views on things that have transpired so far, or what this game is presenting to us and my takes on how this relates to what I have experienced in real life or similar, or just my opinions on the things in the game. That's, wow! I expected more, well, actually, guys, I guess I didn't know. I didn't know. So that's very fascinating to me, as I know there are people who watch what I upload who do not share the same views that I possess. So at the very least, the commenters seem to share them. That's, wow! That's great! And where we do differ, it's been absolutely grand to hear the differences, and I can understand the points of view people have, and I like getting them. So thank you for taking the time to write me such comments and let me know. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I am re-recording these parts for two reasons. The game was pretty choppy with the brightness level increased. It will still be a bit choppy, but not as badly. So I've lowered the brightness back to the 75 brightness level, and we'll see what it's like going forward, because I'll wait to record the next part until this part is uploaded. If it is, once again, back to it's just too dark, tell me, and we will put it back up to 95, and we'll use that going forward. I also missed whole conversations with various NPCs and a bunch of stuff that I have found since then. I've been playing the game with another character, and I am shocked at how much I missed, both when it comes to loot hidden throughout the levels, because I was busy chatting and being a bit absent-minded and skipping things, and also by not talking to people. I just skipped talking with NPCs because I just want to make progress in the game, and I shouldn't. Part of the enjoyment of this particular game is talking with everybody multiple times, hearing what they say, and really appreciating the amount of work and effort that the game designers put into all the voice lines, and little hints they give you about things that are coming up, like we'll hear in the subway station, for example. So I wanted to re-record this again. As such, what we have right now might be a little different than what we had at the end of the last episode. So keep that in mind when I'm about to do the summary. And with that said, let's do that. So, our sawed-off shotgun has 1 clip, 2 rate of fire, 1 reload, and 1 recoil. The idea is to use this in close combat against, especially, it would seem, the NSF, as they are weakly armored, and so this does decent damage against them at close range. Our mini crossbow, 2 accuracy, and a scope. We are relying on this for mid-ranged combat against targets that we can get away from, that we don't have to immediately kill. Since we do have trained in our pistol weapons, we're using this as probably the only pistol weapon going forward, or at least that is currently the plan. We will see if that continues to hold as we play the game. Our assault rifle we just picked up at the end of the last episode, and so we don't have any upgrades in it currently. We have a pistol with a decent amount of rounds for it, but no upgrades. It was not my intention to use pistols, but to drop this in favor of our assault rifle or shotgun going forward. I just need more ammo for our assault rifle. I want 200 rounds before I start using it. And our sniper rifle. 1 clip, 1 damage, 2 accuracy, a scope, and a laser sight. This is the weapon we will be using for any mid-range to long-range combat, although we will talk about this a little bit when we actually begin using it for such more regularly. We only have 1 augmentation, microfibril muscle. We got this at the end of the first episode, and we have not found any upgrade canisters for it yet. For skills, we have trained in pistol, rifle, demolition, electronics, hacking, and athletics, and stealth. We are getting close to being able to level up rifle another rank. We need just a little more experience points, and we'll be able to do so. We have no perks at this moment. I want to show you something really quick as well before we begin playing. On this save slot, I have a character who is basically the character I normally play. He's going to be doing all low tech, eventually using the laser sword with a crossbow. But in this mod, I've been using a pistol weapon as well. And you can silence the normal pistol in this game, and it's amazing! It is incredible! But this is not really what I wanted to show you. If you start a new game, you get to keep all the equipment you had. You don't get to keep any of the skills that you had. All your augmentations are gone. But any of the gear you had with you, you get to keep it. Including all the modifications and all the ammo that you had picked up at the time. I accidentally discovered this because I decided I was going to begin recording. I wanted to start over with recording with you guys. And started over from Garrett in-game. When I entered this part to Liberty Island to say that I started over, I kept all the equipment. So effectively, you have a new game plus. So keep that in mind if you play through the game once, and then want to try it again on a higher difficulty level, but keep like a handful of things you picked up. I definitely would keep the pistol, and probably drop most of everything else I had, but that's a neat little glitch. That's a neat little glitch. Alright, now, with that shown off, viewer, let's go ahead and get started, shall we?
You saved my life!
You're welcome.
They were gonna blow the whole place up. Us, them, everything!
I want to talk about this really
I'll
quick.
be okay, thanks.
As well. So, when she said I saved my life when I began recording, it occurred to me, viewer, that last week, or was it? No, about a month ago, just under a month ago, I believe I had mentioned that it was, March 15th, 2025, I had survived a year cancer-free. And thus, this year was the 2-year anniversary of no cancer. There's not a sign of it having come back yet. If you did not know, I survived leukemia 2 years ago. I went and saw the hematologist, who was the one who ordered all the tests to be done on my initial bone marrow biopsy. I had not seen her in 2 years. So I stopped because she's no longer my hematologist. I now see an oncologist for that up in Neptune, New Jersey. Anyway, I stopped by to thank her for saving my life. It was very touching, shall we say. We both got a little emotional at it. She was surprised I stopped by to say thank you, since most people I don't think do. But I can't believe what's happened and how grateful I am for her. So I made sure to give her $200 in Wawa gift cards. I guess that's worth human life. Getting $200 worth of coffee from Wawa. What is that? That's like 20. That's like it's like 40 coffees. What do you do, viewer? How do you say thank you for something like that? And she's not the first doctor who has done this. A long time ago, a doctor of mine, I was having leg pain, and I thought I pulled a muscle. She had ordered a ultrasound of the leg, and we discovered a massive blood clot in it. that could have killed me at any time. It was sheer luck that, given my activity, that it did not actually break free and end me. To this day, doctors were surprised I wasn't even feeling the effects because bits of it were going into my lungs. So I was suffering from pulmonary emboli, but it wasn't massive enough that it stopped me from breathing, and I felt no pain. It was shocking for everybody, myself included, but I made a full recovery. I've had to dodge so many silver bullets, viewer. I get some pretty bad things to happen to me. But of the bad things, I get so lucky that I'm able to handle them. Or it's like a bad thing, but I don't feel the effects. Like the kidney stone I had 6 months ago. My first kidney stone. And it was a small enough one that I felt it was there, but it wasn't horrifically painful to me. What the heck? And even right now, I'm dealing with, we'll talk about medical stuff for a few more, a minute, viewer. I'm dealing with a hernia, but it's a small hernia that's umbilical, and I'm seeing a surgeon about it this Friday. So hopefully I'll be out for probably like a week or so from work. But I'm allowed to work from home, see? So that will all work out for me. And we caught it early, and once again, it was an incidental finding. Just my doctor was checking up on me months later to see how my kidneys were holding up. What the heck, if you were? And I had no symptoms of it either. None at all. My goodness. Alright, that's enough babbling. Let's get started with the effects. Sorry about that, viewer.
I'm not going anywhere until the shooting stops.
Smart. Stay down here, don't poke your head up. Especially because these people aren't political at all. They just want to survive.
I'm not going anywhere until the shooting stops.
There's no reason for them to get involved. It's unfortunate that this is affecting their lives in any way.
Yeah?
How's it look on the street?
How's what look?
Fighting. Is it heavy?
The cops told me to take cover in the bar or come down here. They've got the NSF surrounded in the Ton Hotel.
Hostages?
I don't know, is that it?
Yeah, thanks.
I like her tattoos.
I'll be okay, thanks.
The roses? That's great. I mean, she's pretty brave with the top she's wearing, but I guess if
I'm not going anywhere until the shooting stops.
If she can sport the underboob, then I support that.
That's all I know.
They're maniacs. Complete maniacs.
I like the smirk, smiley face that she has on the back of her, what's that even called? Sports
Funny.
bra?
I thought the NSF was fighting for a good cause.
Oh, yeah. That's a great way to turn people against you, taking hostages.
This city's lit up, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I like this guy.
I'll be okay, thanks.
He's really into the chaos.
They're setting fires on Wall Street. I heard it on the radio.
Man, I guess no one's really... Oh, hello.
I'll be okay, thanks.
No one's going to really have a 401k in the future, so no one's going to care if the stocks exist or not. I guess, well, to be fair, they'd still go up or down. Just Wall Street itself wouldn't be able to make any trades.
I'll be okay, thanks.
This dies down, I'm gonna take myself a nice spread on Park Avenue.
They'll probably just, actually, in the future, they'll probably just move it all to some other place. It's probably only symbolic. You probably, like, you could probably do all the trading you want online, at least in this world at this time. Let's look at the other people really quick.
I'm just gonna wait it out.
Alright, that's smart.
You're right that the government shouldn't intimidate people, but neither should they.
Yes! Wow! Yes! Yes! Correct. But it's hard to keep the moral high ground when the other side...
I guess they got what they deserved.
When the other side takes the low road, it's hard to... Yeah, that's... It feels like it's an impossible task.
I'll be okay, thanks.
They're shooting. Why do they keep shooting?
Because they vehemently disagree with each other. And because they view... One side views the other as being very authoritarian, and it is. And the other side is taking hostages and threatening to destroy structure and injuring civilians. Although the government's probably just... Government's harming civilians in other ways, just ways that people are willing to put up with, because it doesn't really affect them.
I'll be okay, thanks.
Sometimes I hear things in my head. It's not normal.
We all have those days, man.
Majestic. Majestic.
I'll be okay, thanks.
They certainly make it seem like the bums have, like, some insider knowledge about the way the world works, don't they? Over here, we got a public access terminal. That means we have to look at it. Water advisory. Residents of Manhattan and Brooklyn should be aware that last week's chlorine spill in the Hudson River now appears to have washed ashore and is interfering with the operation of at least one water processing plant. While the impact upon the city's utilities is currently unclear, water rationing rules may need to be instituted within the next week. Under no circumstances should any resident drink, bathe, or swim in contaminated water. If you or someone you know comes in contact with contaminated water, then go to your nearest available hospital or clinic. I remember reading a long time ago, or hearing some rumors, that chlorine was being used to keep us passive, that some sort of chemicals in it was doing something of that sort. Was it fluoride that was doing that? I remember hearing rumors about this, but I never followed up on it. While I am a fan of what people consider to be conspiracy theories, I am a bit nervous because quite a few of them seem to be actually accurate, rather than just... I mean, I guess a conspiracy is just a way of saying that it's not out in the open, but that would be interesting if it was true. I wonder... Okay. Alright, let's move on. Sorry, I'm gonna start babbling about chlorine. My parents always believed that they put chlorine in water more intensely where they lived when there were storms or rain, when bad rainstorms were going to hit. It definitely, our tap water had a different taste at that during those moments when we were growing up. Brooklyn Naval Yards completes sub-pen. In a ceremony held earlier today, the venerable Brooklyn Naval Yards christened a new state-of-the-art sub-pen. New York Senator Clark Ashton was in attendance, as was industrialist Bob Page, whose subsidiaries handled many of the contracts for the construction of the new building. "This is certainly a great day for New York," said Page in a brief speech to commemorate the occasion. "New York is, in many ways, the symbolic center of America, an example to not only the rest of the country, but the world." I guess, when the world thinks of America, like, when Japan thinks of America, they think of, I'm guessing they think of cowboys, hamburgers, and New York, right? That's like... That's what we're known for. But America is a huge country filled with a whole slew of very diverse people and living arrangements and completely different areas of the world, not just cities. But yeah, the world views probably New York as America's epicenter. As long as New York remains mindful to its past but dedicated towards realizing its future, this will never change. This building is only a small but significant step in the community renewal of the city, and Page Industries is glad to be a part of that. I remember during COVID it came to my attention that New York is having difficulty operating. I have no clue if this is still true or not, but I remember seeing videos of many places that were completely shut down. Whole streets that used to have shopping centers are just empty now. And the trash in the city was bad. I don't live in the city, so I do not know for sure if this is an accurate portrayal or just someone's just selective pictures to give that impression. Here where I live, for a time, the town center near me was a bit empty, but it has recovered since COVID. Although many of the places you would think it would have existed, like a bank and other such things in town, are gone. They've closed down and moved out to other places, as did a few other brand name stores. But I can't say I am at all upset to have more mom and pop stores around. Battery Park closed until further notice. Due to unidentified terrorist action, Battery Park will be closed to all unauthorized personnel until further notice. Local police working in conjunction with UNACO agents are currently in the process of dealing with the threat, and according to UNACO head Joseph Manderley, the situation is strictly minor, but any time the potential exists for civilian casualties, we must proceed with caution. I don't read any actual propaganda here, though this does feel like a statement made to tell the civilian population, hey, look how good we're being. We care about you, see? We don't want any of you in here. The terrorists are there. I always read some underhanded motivation to anything a government agency would state. Be safe, be suspicious. Terrorism has become the unfortunate fact of life, not only in New York, but the country at large. A direct assault on our communities and our way of life that leaves citizens struggling to find answers to difficult questions. Not the least of which is, what can I do to prevent such atrocities? How can I help? Man. This is very accurate. Although, it certainly seems to me that the... Do I say this? Because the terrorism seems to be, in our world, politically motivated when it is occurring, the news is not... tries to spin it in certain ways. And it is disgusting to read such. Viewer, you should know, you already know that I hate the news. That I cannot... it's just pure propaganda. And I don't watch any of it. I don't listen to any of it. I am especially worried about listening to stuff that I would agree with, because then I'm not going to notice the lies as easily as it comes from a side that I don't agree with. So I listen to none. I hear what happens, and it just upsets me. And I hear how people report it, and that gets me pissed off. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent. Let's keep reading this. Quite simply, terrorism is successful because terrorists are able to pass unnoticed and unremarked upon, but they fail to count on the best intelligence networks ever devised, the American people. If you see something, say something. How can you tell who might be a terrorist? Look for the following characteristics. Viewer, what we're about to read is 100% something that I am forced to take a test on, at least once a year. A stranger or a foreigner. Yep. We're told to be on the lookout for foreigners. How do you tell who's a foreigner in America by the way they look? I don't know. And a stranger? I guess if you see someone walking around your neighborhood, but do you know every single person in your neighborhood? Probably not. I don't know. Argumentative, especially about politics or philosophy. This should not be a characteristic about a terrorist. People are passionate. If we said someone was argumentative about politics or philosophy, there is not enough buildings to house all the people that would be in jail. Probing questions about your work, particularly high-tech. All right, this is correct. Someone who is asking very probing questions, you should probably be wary of. Some people are just going to be curious, but some people, especially if you don't know them, especially if it's a stranger, you should probably not give any information about that sort of thing. Spends a greater than average amount of time on that. What even does this mean? What does this mean today? Like, maybe back when this game was made, this would be correct. But, well, I'd like to hope that no one watches television anymore. Viewer, I have not turned on the TV to watch any television since 9/11. Since, like, a month after that event occurred, I turned up the TV and have not bothered to turn it on. I own a television. It's where I move my computers out into the living room to plug it into that. I haven't owned cable TV in 20-something years. I wish more people would just turn it off. I wish people then also wouldn't watch television on the internet. Interesting chemistry, electronics, and computers. This is fine. You can be interested in that stuff. How is that? I guess because some terrorists create bombs or hack into computer systems or something of the sort, that they should be on the lookout for them. Large numbers of mail order deliveries. I would be arrested. I would be arrested. Taking photographs of major landmarks. This is fine for tourists to do, though. I don't know. When I first, again, viewer, I take a course, multiple courses every year about this sort of thing, and the only reason you take them is because when something happens and you were potentially there to have reported it, they want to be able to say it's your fault that you didn't report it. That's what you do the course for. They want to wash their hands of any responsibility and say it's the employee's responsibility for where I work. At least that's the impression I've always got. And many of the questions I had to fill out on the form, we're going on such a tangent, viewer. We will eventually start playing the game. Are just, they're awful. They are really awful questions. And if I'm going to answer truthfully to them, I don't get a passing grade. So I have to just fill out the form with exactly the answers they want me to fill out. And it's really stupid. But this is the types of things that are in it. Yes, people actually have to view, I have to view this stuff. So it wouldn't surprise me if they start pushing this out into the public forum soon, in our world. And they are doing it right here, of course, here on this propaganda bullet. Those are just a few. If you're suspicious, then turn them into your local law enforcement for a thorough background check. Oh, so we have social standing points here now. Or something similar to that, right? Better safe than sorry. You and your neighbors will sleep more securely knowing that you're watching each other's back. How? This is awful. There is no trust in your fellow man if this is how you're living. Good God. You guys are gonna tell me I should. I have never read 1984, aside from a few snippets of it. But it strikes me that they want you thinking a very particular way, and I've heard that was the thing in that game, in that book as well.
What's the situation here?
You're taking over. I've got to get my team ready to raid the warehouse.
What about the EMP field?
Still in place. Your primary objective will be to locate and disable its power source, probably an industrial-sized generator in a large building.
I'll question some of the locals.
I ordered the civilians to take cover a block south of here in the Free Clinic and at the Underworld Tavern, down on the corner.
Maybe I'll start with the tavern. Why'd you have to clear the street?
There's still a heavy NSF presence in the streets, and we're taking some fire. We could use your help if you get the chance.
Maybe I'll do that.
If you need any extra equipment, here's the key to my place at the Ton Hotel. Check the secret closet. Remember? The keypad's behind the painting.
Just like the movies. Second floor, right?
Yeah, and take a charger for the riot prod. We don't need another Anna Navarra shooting spree.
Whatever you say.
And JC, we'll be waiting for you to take down that EMP field.
12 charger rounds. Thank you. I'm gonna make sure all my weapons are reloaded.
Use reasonable force like you did on Liberty Island.
Alright, I'll try. Take care, Paul.
We're getting reports of a hostage situation in the Ton Hotel, which is at the southeast corner of the block. When you stayed with Paul, did you meet Mr. Renton and his daughter Sandra? We think at least one of them is still inside.
Alright, well, take a look at that. I guess we'll do that first, then? Now, viewer, really quick, I can see everything perfectly fine. The brightness level is back to 75, but like, nothing is in I see some shadows. I can tell, like, that's a darker area. The area around the light here is well lit. But it's effectively, like, to me, I would normally, if I was playing this game, to get the same effect that you guys probably see, I would have to lower the brightness level to like, maybe 40 or lower to make it really dark here. But you guys have told me that you don't mind the darkness, and I'll be honest, I think it looks like, I use the term atmospherically dark. It is dark. And so hopefully it's acceptable. Once again, if it's not, I'll re-up it back to 95. I have tried all sorts of tricks, and I cannot get it to be brighter. It's something with my display. In order to record the game, I am recording my display, not the game. That's different than how I normally do it. I can't record the game otherwise. So hopefully, once again, it is acceptable. I guess I could use fraps to record it, but the resolution would be much smaller. And my audio would be awful, because I have to have different audio when I use fraps compared to when I use OBS. And I'm recording other games at the same time, so that really wouldn't work out. So hopefully, once again, that's me saying, let me know. And thank you, viewer. Thank you. I appreciate all the feedback I get.
Denton. Hey, it's Denton. You want these?
What?
Give him the grenades.
Look, I know he's your brother, but...
Your brother gave us these things. Look at this. Irritation to all exposed mucous membranes. What's that gonna do?
Just tell Paul to give us bullets next time.
Here's one. Prolonged exposure can damage the bronchial pathways. Prolonged exposure? It's like giving them cigarettes or something.
Look, do you want these things?
Sure. Hand them over.
Here you go, with my compliments. Good luck.
I guess they don't do the same training they did to my father. So my father was in the Korean War. He served in the U.S. military, and during his boot camp, they put you in a room so that you can understand what it's like to be hit by a certain like, what type of gas was it now? I can't remember. But they exposed him to something like this to show him how effective it was. And they walked in there with a mask and a helmet. There was a candle burning in the room, from what he tells, and there was gas already in the room. Then they told everyone there, take off your mask and say your name, where you were born, and your birthday. And no one was able to get through it because everyone was then coughing, hacking, sneezing. They couldn't see out of their eyes. They kept them in there for like a few minutes, like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and they opened the doors and they let them out. And they had a great appreciation for the grenades or the gas that they were exposed to. I don't know if they actually threw grenades in that contained that gas, but it was giving an example, like, hey, this stuff is good, really incapacitates people. Be aware of that. So these guys don't go through that same training then, if that's the case. If they just want to give it to us based on the writing that's on the grenade. Always infiltrate. Chinese lunar mine operational. APR, Beijing, China. Chinese authorities today announced that their state-of-the-art Zhao Enlai lunar mining complex is operational and functioning at 100% capacity. Holy crap, good for China. We are pleased to be making significant progress, not just in pushing back the boundaries of exploration for all humanity, but in developing the lunar territories. Oh, they have people up on the moon. In a way that benefits the Chinese people and the global market, said Naya Lam, Chinese premier. While the United States and Nigeria still dispute China's claims to the lucrative Palus Somnai and, I can't pronounce this, Mare Chrysium regions, this construction has proceeded apace while diplomatic negotiations continue. We feel we have some valid claims to those territories, certainly, said Robert Holden, Secretary of the Interior for the U.S., but we would prefer to find an equitable arrangement that would allow our countries to work together in developing man's first real home outside our planet. The first ore delivery from the factory will be launched by mass driver tomorrow and should arrive in Earth's orbit by next week. Holy crap! I have been really hoping that I would live long enough to see us establish a small colony on the moon and or on Mars, but I'm getting the impression it won't happen in my lifetime at this rate. I've always been eager to see us hopefully get off this planet, only because we seem to be ruining it. I'm not a fan of pollution, viewers, so I see a lot of polluting happening. And by that, I mean just people throwing trash away. We're running out of landfills and stuff of that sort. And, like, I heard for a while we were launching garbage into space or something of the sort, but I don't know if we're still doing that sort of thing. And maybe that was just a rumor and not at all accurate. This is also why I don't talk about these things, because I don't actually know for sure many of these things I am beginning to talk about here with you guys. So this is just conjecture and rumor. But if we're destroying this planet, we better find another one to go to. if we want to actually trash our home, as it were. I used to work in the grounds department at Great Adventure for 8 years, paying for my way through community college on my first semester in actual college many years ago. And I am not a fan of litter bugs. And way too many people just throw trash on the ground without thinking about it.
Stay out of the ton, bro. Bad shit going down.
I don't know if I should say this, but I'm going to. I'm going to get... Why not? I get myself in all sorts of trouble. At least you guys will know some of what I think. And you guys can correct me if what I am saying is wrong, or I've misunderstood something, or I've been misinformed, which is by far the most important thing for me, is making sure I get everything correct, and if I'm wrong, I am put back on the correct path. One of my brothers has informed me that, recycling is pointless, because we send most of recycling to China, but they're not accepting our recycling any longer, or something of that sort. Like, it's just thrown away just like everything else is, or dumped into the ocean or something of the sort. That's just awful. I've always recycled everything that my local center accepts. To hear that that's possibly happening, man, that's upsetting to me.
NSF got the whole building. Best thing, hide your piece and lay low. That's what I'm doing.
All right, well, we're going to take out our piece and go high. Oh, right, we have microfiber muscle tone on this character. Scale? Is that what that is? Or Jackal? I think that's an S. No, that's a J. Jackal Dragon's House of Pain, the ultimate gentleman's club. History at Broadway. I've also heard they're not teaching kids how to write in cursive anymore. I don't know how they sign their names to checks. I guess no one uses checks anymore. Or there's some sort of digital signature that you use from now on. That's interesting. We want to go up there. Now this is Paul's room. I'm going to pretend that we already knew that, instead of taking my time looking around and glancing, make sure no one's living in here. Alright, so we had 211 credits under the desk. That's there in the base game. I don't know if this is in the base game. There are several closets and cabinets you can open. This is one of them here in the GMDX mod, and it contains one of the more useful items in it. In this game. A silencer. I'm not going to take my brother Paul's money he has in his closet, or the flares he has neatly stacked there. Good choices of weaponry. I really like the silenced normal pistol. It is really good. I'm impressed. But we're not playing the Spy from TF2, so we're going to put this in our sniper rifle instead. Now I'm going to talk about the sniper rifle briefly. You should know that the scope is awful. I have never liked using the scopes in the game beyond letting me look far afield. The fact that it moves when I don't, like here, it doesn't move it, like, you can see us moving the weapon, but where we're targeting doesn't move. But it does when we use the scope to zoom in, which is very annoying. We have a laser sight attached though. This removes the bob and shows exactly where it's going as long as we are not zoomed in. So make sure you put the laser sight on the weapon that you're going to use most of the time at range. It was one of the reasons why I put it on the sniper rifle. I think I put it in the sniper rifle when I was first recording the game. If I put it on the tranquilizer, that's no longer the case. I don't know when we get another laser sight. I will buy it instantly, though, when we do. My brother can keep his first aid kit there, too. CIA Factbook, 2050 Hong Kong. Economic Overview. In the decades since Hong Kong has been returned to Chinese control, it has seen its economy thrive under the newly resurgent authority of the Chinese central government. Led by a thriving technological market in human augmentation technology, the real GDP has peaked every year since 2041, with all forecasting models predicting that this trend would continue well into the next decade, if not beyond. In the Human Revolution, it was discovered that the Chinese augmentation was done without concern for safety, right? Whereas other countries were trying to work around some of the regulations or be mindful of them. But this is what's making, I guess, I suppose in this world, that's what's making China be the leader of this. They don't care. Just move forward with it. The statistics do not present an entirely accurate depiction of the state of the Hong Kong economy, as they fail to depict the flourishing gray and black market that operates with at least a tacit approval of the Beijing regime. While political oppression continues to present a major and ongoing problem to those living under Chinese rule, entrepreneurism is alive and well in the form of organized crime. As has always been the case, anything and everything can be had for a price in Hong Kong. Many of these criminal organizations can trace their lineage directly to the triads that existed for thousands of years throughout China and Southeast Asia. I've never read on the actual history of the triads, if it's something that they made up for this game, but it actually does exist in China, and there is thus some historical backing of why it's even in this game. I should spend some time and actually listen to these things while I play. Well, not with you guys. Wouldn't do that then. closet. Quick note, if you need any help with work, check the painting on the wall and count back from 4. Gotta run. Paul. Ah, here we go. Viewer, I would love to have a secret room like this. Just big enough for you, the 3 gigantic monitors that you need, I suppose. Nicely lit. No one will disturb you. No one will. Oh, I mean, they'll let you find you, but still. Hey, Lotaeri. Didn't have a chance to get you your own net account, so feel free to use mine in the meantime. Login is pdenton, password is chameleon. Make yourself at home, and I'll see you soon. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I do like having particular notes detailing all the information related to the various factions we're going to encounter in the game. So you'll have to forgive me as I take the time to do that here. Alright, let's see what our brother Paul's up to. P. Denton. Chameleon. From Sweet Charity. Subject, miss you. Left a message on your machine, but wanted to follow up. With both of us traveling, it's hard to get together, isn't it? I miss you so much. I'll make it up to you when I get back. Oh wait, your brother's staying with you, isn't he? Well, just wait until you're alone. We'll work things out. Promise. Kisses. Aww. My brother's has a girlfriend. Kavork Incorporated. Spam. Marked as spam. Tired of life? Hello, friend. Has life become too impersonal, too tedious, too painful for you? Then now is the time to exert control, to make that decision which is ultimately the only real choice we ever have.
Like Billy the Kid, man. We're outlaws.
The decision to die. Or we're going to handle the terrorists right after this. We'll come back and read the rest of this. Some may describe this as an act of selfishness, but with the dwindling reserves of natural resources throughout the world, you're actually contributing to the well-being of all those around you. A recent bill passed by the United States Congress even authorized a one-time payment of 10,000 chits to your chosen benefactor upon passing away. Is life that cheap? So do yourself, your family, and your friends a favor and visit any one of the Kavork Incorporated clinics in a neighborhood near you. We'll help you make a difference, quickly and quietly. Sincerely, Derek Schmidt, Director of Development, Kavork Incorporated. Wasn't Kavork the doctor who was killing people who asked to be killed here in America? I think so, right? Mercy killing or something of the sort is what it was called. It is not... I don't think it's legal in America yet for you to actually seek out assisted suicide. I'm Catholic, viewer. I am not allowed to kill myself, even if things go absolutely miserable for me. When I had been diagnosed with cancer, I had been reading all about it beforehand, what it would be like to go through chemo. And what I had learned is that for most people, it will be boring. For some people, it will be painful. I was the second. When I got back from induction, which is your first month of chemo, the toughest, well, it can be the toughest, it might not be. Consolidation, what happens to you afterwards, might be tougher. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go through consolidation. It was awful. Induction was so bad, viewer. God. I was in a lot of pain. But we eventually found out how to manage it. I managed to make it through. And consolidation was indeed just boring for the most part. So it wasn't all that bad. But I will tell you that I had to make the decision very quickly. I had basically less than 24 hours to decide what I was going to do when I was diagnosed with cancer. And because I hadn't expected to be diagnosed, I expected to be told I had an MRD, not actual cancer. That I hadn't... If I had been diagnosed with what I had been diagnosed with, and I had planned on hearing that, I would have chosen to probably die instead, thinking that it was going to be horrific for me. I'm glad I didn't decide that now in retrospect, and I can go through it a second time if I must, but I'm certainly hoping I don't have to do that. Alright, sorry. We're taking the darts as well. Our brother would want us to be able to knock out people. We have more to read, but we'll come back here later to read the rest. I wanted to deal with the terrorists since they're making too much noise. We saw another one around the corner there. But he's behind the person he's holding captive.
Thanks for taking care of those guys. You from the police?
UNATCO.
Yeah? Well, you might be interested. I heard them talking. They said something about how they had just put in a generator in a warehouse a few streets south of here.
Did you catch the name of the street?
No, but they were talking about their security setup.
Anything interesting?
It sounded like there was underground access. They're using the word righteous as some kind of password.
That's very helpful. Thanks.
That's not with a single bullet. I guess we took it out of the guy's head.
Thanks.
You're welcome. That might not be all the terrorists. We're going to keep looking around for a few more. Before that, though, viewer, we're going to be entering an area that is really annoying. If you suffer from epilepsy, or think you might, do not watch the next, minute. There's an elevator behind us, but you can hear it's having electrical problems. The light bothers me. I'm not going to get sick or anything of the sort, but it's annoying. So, you might want to look away. I will still put on my flashlight, or shine my eyes, to make it less, annoying. The only thing in here is going to be a multi-tool, and there's I think a med kit, or a biometric cell down here. Or it's no, it's a lockpick. No, it's a cell. Biometric cell.
Hey!
You all right, Mr. Renton?
Fine, I think that's all of them. You got the guys upstairs, right?
Yeah. How's your daughter? Is she somewhere safe?
I don't know. She's been gone all week. I try not to think about it.
Tonight's a bad night to be on the streets. I'll take a look around.
Hey, if you see Sandra, tell her I don't care. I don't care what she's been doing. She can come home. No questions, no speeches.
Sure.
Alright, we'll have to look for her. Oh, we took some damage from... Oh, sure. I took damage fighting the NSF, right, down in the subway. Commander Fraz, we're pinned down in Hell's Kitchen, and I'm not sure what to do. They're slaughtering us in the streets wherever they find us. This one mech-og is like a giant walking tank. I saw someone pour a clip into him, and it didn't even faze him. I've lost contact with Alpha and Delta teams. Historia and Tompkins are dead. I don't know what to do. We've holed up in a hotel. It's so different from training. Please tell me what we should do. If we leave, they'll kill us all. If we stay, we're dead. I've had to take hostages. I know we're supposed to minimize civilian casualties, but I didn't have a choice. What can and then we killed him. Sorry, viewer. We're writing down the security code. Now, viewer, I know what it is, because I've played, once again, a bit of this game, and I'm re-recording it yet again, and I'm playing through with a different character. But I'm not allowed to use information I know. We have to find it with our current character. Hey, we got a key upstairs. Let's go check it out. Oh, is there anything else down here? I see another newspaper. You know we gotta read everything. Bellevue reports increase in admittance. New World Press, New York. Bellevue Hospital has reported a 50% increase in number of patients admitted over the last 3 months compared to the same period last year. A disturbing trend, said James Campbell, and one that's stressing our personnel to the limits. Many of those admitted are homeless that the police can't or won't deal with, some of them afflicted with a Grey Death. We simply don't have the facilities to deal with those cases, and most of the hospitals refuse to accept them. Wow. Reminds me of COVID. Remember how we were all told 2 weeks to flatten the curve, to let the hospitals recover. And 3 years later, we were still spending 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Many have linked the outbreak of mental illness to the recent rise of recreational drug use, in particular the new designer drug Zyme. Speaking on condition of anonymity, one public official said that Zyme has simply become a threat to public welfare. There have already been discussions with Washington on zero-tolerance solution. Others have suggested chemical contamination could be the culprit, citing the recent chlorine spill that has rendered the East Street River almost lifeless. We are still trying to figure out exactly to what extent the Grey Death is ravaging the country. I think at the moment it is everywhere, and it is spreading and infecting more and more people. And places are trying to come to grips with it in this world. It is effectively like the second or third month of COVID, I think, in our world, when places began finally to shut down here. Alright, let's go upstairs. Remember that we get experience for every single thing that we explore or open. Oh, we also have
trying to catch my breath.
We have the rest of Paul's stuff to read too. This month's opening we'll read about Vishnu's fall, a brief history of the Indian crisis. After the bombing, Indian officials issued a series of stern warnings to Pakistan that were rebuffed with denials of responsibility and dire threats that any attempt to use the bombings as a pretext for military action will be met with force in kind. From the viewpoint of the present-day historiographer, this was, is that how you say it? This was a crucial event, a game of brinksmanship that had been played between Pakistan and India many, many times before, and so, while tragic, it is also easily understood how clear signs of the impending catastrophe might have been ignored. Uh-oh. Like two kids shoving each other on the playground, said historian Alistair Brooks. You'd never expect them to come to blows. That was before Pakistan began the trials of the Calcutta 16, and both nations descended into a maelstrom of political upheaval that would eventually culminate in the exchange of nuclear warheads. I have heard that Pakistan and India indeed do not agree on many things, and that the threat of nuclear retaliation or escalation has been a thing. But obviously so far such has not, at least not to my knowledge, so far it has not happened. From Jaime Reyes to Paul Denton. Settled in yet? Hey, Lotaeri. Lotaeri! Thought I'd help you unload your boxes, but I'm tied down trying to get one of the medical analyzers working. Damn thing nearly lasered off one of my fingers. Catch you later for a beer, maybe? Jaime. Oh, he sent this to the wrong Denton, I think. Network Administrator. Message undeliverable. Your message to Juan did not reach this person, and Paul sent as follows. I'm definitely worried about the test results. There are some implications there that I'm afraid to pursue too much further. I'll talk to Tracer. Proceed with caution. He. He was saying this to Juan at HK2Net. Hong Kong? Classic movies, account verification. Mr. Denton, we received your order for Blue Harvest and see you next Wednesday. At your earliest possible convenience, please remit 110 chits, at which point they will be shipped immediately. Thanks for your business. Marcy Playground, Vibrant Videos Incorporated.
You saved my life.
You're welcome. Don't mention it.
Thought I was a goner.
Oh, it's still here. Time to do all the things you wanted to do. Oh, hello. We get a pass key and a password in order to access an ATM here. Why does it keep doing that? That's a lot of dead rats. I think we led about this being the worst hotel ever in the history of hotels being bad. This is setting all the records. Yeah, this is pretty bad. There's a lot of rats. I guess the good news is no one will come over here because of how absolutely awful it is. I can't even imagine all the rat droppings that are in here. Have you been saved? I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen. Join the Net Church of God, and know that your immortal soul will truly be saved, backed up on a data cube and stored in our secure hardened crypt until the day of rapture. Don't trust your soul to other religions that promise similar services based on vague, ambiguous, and unverifiable promises of forgiveness and acceptance. That whoever believeth in him should not perish or have eternal life. The exact location of our crypts is a loosely guarded secret, but rest easily knowing that they're protected by miles of rock somewhere beneath the Appalachian Mountains. Even in the event of a catastrophe, biblical or otherwise, an auxiliary nuclear generator will ensure that your soul's checksum is verified daily for millennia to come, while surface sensors constantly monitor for the last days when the crypts will be opened and all souls will be free to ascend to heaven. Why trust your soul to anything else? God, this is... what the heck? I guess we're going to be... So I completely missed this newspaper viewer in every playthrough of this game, or every recording I've done so far of this game. That's interesting. If we create an actual intelligent AI, and we are able to, say, put our minds into it, do I want to use... How much damage do you do with the knife? 5. That's only 3. That's only 3. That's 13. Okay. If it becomes sentient, and we can make ourselves effectively an AI, is that a new life form? Does it have a soul? I find it interesting to think about. I guess we would say it doesn't have a soul, because that has to come from God, and AI came from us. Is that the way that works? I'll have to talk to some more knowledgeable in how that all works. Oh, I'm sorry, I just walked in here and took some things. So I took 2 vials of Zyme, one next to each of these people. So it's clear to me that they've overdosed on this. I have never done any recreational drugs in my life. I don't have any strong opinions one way or another for other people who do decide to do so, but it occurs to me that it is probably a very, many of them are very addictive, physically if not mentally, and I do not want to engage in that sort of thing. I have lots of side effects, all sorts of medications anyway. Who knows what would happen if I take any of them? I could have been on the medical marijuana for before it was legalized here in the state of New Jersey some time ago. But talking with my doctors, I kind of agree that I would rather know when my Crohn's activates, because the pain helps me know that I have a problem. And if marijuana just masks the pain, it doesn't get rid of the problem. So I never got onto it. I've never smoked anything in my life, and I cannot stand the smoke of marijuana. That said, my father loves it. My father is a hippie from the 60s. And he has managed to acquire bags of it here or there before it was legalized, shall we say. And loves it. It makes him really mellow. He likes the taste of it and all sorts of other stuff. He absolutely loves the effect. I have been on painkillers, and I've never really felt any different when I'm on them. I guess oxycodone makes me feel warm, and hydrocodone made me a little more mellow. Hydrocodone didn't actually get rid of the pain, though. Oxycodone and morphine have been the only painkillers I've had that have worked. But morphine has bad side effects for me. And in either case, I don't feel high or anything of the sort. Like, I don't know what I would feel like if I was feeling high anyway. I have gotten drunk, however. I'm not a big drinker. I haven't drank anything really seriously in a long time. And even when I was drinking socially, it was very little.
There were a couple of NSF on the second floor. I took care of the situation.
What about the hostages?
Doing fine. You guys can relax.
We did a good job.
Well, I'm glad they made it.
So am I.
Took out the guy that got Jones.
I can't fire that guy. He's in the way with his hands over his head.
That takes care of that.
It does. Holy crap! What a firefight.
The way Paul was talking, we were afraid you were going to go easy on them.
No way. Firing just in the street like this? I mean, well, they were doing the same thing. Hopefully, like, bullets can go through windows, doors. Other civilians can be killed even if they're inside their homes. But now we get the excuse to loot all the
I need a
corpses.
vacation.
So do I. Viewer, I have never in my life taken a vacation. All the money I get gets... I mean, well, I guess most of you also haven't, right? Who can afford a vacation? All my time off, though, is spent on health-related problems. I spend it almost as fastly as I earn it where I work. What is this? Commander Fraz, UNACO has regrouped more quickly than expected and is beginning to coordinate assault on our position along with local police. They will certainly overrun our defenses eventually, but they must be delayed until the next phase of the mission can be completed. Your men will be responsible for guarding the tunnels leading to the generation station. Dig in and arm all available automatic defenses. I don't need to tell you what's at stake. Good luck. The Atari symbol. That actually is JL, I think, but it reminds me of the old, once again, the symbol of the logo for Atari. So we found, also I just took it without even commenting, we found a nano key there that unlocks this. I heard footsteps in here. Hear footprints? I do. We got the back door key and tranquilizer darts. Hotel. Let's keep searching the streets and look for Sandra before we begin investigating other places. Or buckshot? How are we looking on our shotgun? Wow! Alright, plenty of rounds for it. We can almost begin using this as our standard weapon. I think once we're done with Hell's Kitchen, we'll probably drop the pistol. Probably drop the pistol at that point. Oh, I don't know if I even mentioned it, viewer, but you'll note that we have ballistic armor equipped at the moment in the upper right-hand side of the screen. In this mod, items such as the environmental suit or the armor, they only degrade when they block damage from you, so you always want to be having one active at any one time. The tech goggles and the camo suit, though, they degrade just like they normally would in the base game. If we find a new ballistic vest, it will replace the current damaged one. If we had more points in environmental resistance, we could actually carry multiple suits. But I do not have any more than just 1 point in it at the moment. Something behind that. And there is. Credits. Always glad to have more money. 67 bucks. Oh, I want to check up there too. But Sandra's supposedly in an alleyway back here. Pimp. So Sandra's a hooker.
What I'm telling you, girl?
You said I didn't have to. Make Janie do it.
I already took the money. And when it's JoJo and it's something he wants, you gotta do it. You and me both, baby. We helpless.
We were just gonna hang out today.
I told you how it don't play with me, this amateur unprofessional bullshit.
Johnny.
If it's business, it's business. If it's us two hanging out, then we hang out. Right now, it's business.
I want out, Johnny. I didn't know it would get like this.
Put it this way. You in it. You want out is like a game. You get beat out. Girl, don't make me tell you again.
I'm sick, Johnny. I really am. I gotta lie down.
We will assume, basically, he took out the crowbar, that he was going to beat her.
Thanks.
Sucks to get backed into a corner.
I was trying to find the back way into Smugglers.
Smuggler?
Hey, you shouldn't have took down Johnny. Soon as JoJo finds out.
Your father asked me to look for you. He'd like you to come home.
My dad shouldn't have hired a hitman. Stupid way to get himself killed.
Who's this JoJo?
You can't touch JoJo. He doesn't go out, and there's only 2 ways to the warehouse.
Warehouse?
You think he can sneak into Osgood's at the park, but in the first place, it's locked.
Looks like the fighting in the park has died down.
And if you go underground, he's got laser tripwires, drone guns, military-type stuff, plus there are guards on the roof.
Tell you what, I'll handle JoJo. You get home so your father won't have to worry.
I can take care of myself.
It certainly doesn't seem like she can. A few things about Sandra here. I have always saved her whenever I've played this game. And in all my recordings so far, I've done so too. But the next time I record this game for you guys, I'm not going to save her. She certainly seems to deserve what happens to her. She's really stupid, makes a lot of really bad decisions, and then thinks that she is impervious to the consequences of her actions because she's always saved by someone else. Let's go tell her father that we found her, that she's okay. And then I think we'll call this session, because it feels like I'm playing for about an hour. Sorry, viewer. Lots of tangents and distractions this time around. Actually, we should check up here, too. This isn't in the base game. Dude, the roof is. But that's not. A bit tricky here. I think that was the first quick save we made, Tim. Don't jump, just run off the ledge, and you'll be okay. As long as you hit the ladder. Way to fall. There's a credit chit down there, too. We should get that before I forget it's there. Oh, and I apologize. We've had enough experience points to level up our rifle for a little bit now. Let's do so. Accuracy and damage increases moderately, while reloading is even more rapid. Our sniper now does 44 damage. In this game, I've come to realize that door thresholds and defensive system thresholds like cameras or sentry turrets can have a threshold that is higher than just 50. It was almost always just 50 in the base, in the normal Deus Ex Game of the Year edition. On that note, I'll quickly mention here, there is a perk. So this is this is itself a perk, if I can use the expression for something else, of playing with a different character, taking different skills. Lockpicking has a perk where you can take it without any requirement. And if you do so, you can take the next perk. And what this perk does is says that it lowers the damage threshold of all doors by 5. So that could be useful depending upon the types of weapons that you are carrying. But it is quite an investment into just 2 perks for 5 damage threshold reduction. Oh, I want to go in there. A lot of autosaves. Oh, I forgot. No, we hit the ATM. Why are you doing that? Don't. That's what I want you to take out.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I saw your daughter Sandra down the block. She didn't look so good.
Sandra? Was she coming back to the hotel?
I took care of a thug who was harassing her, but she's still mixed up in some pretty nasty business. You better talk to her.
No. No more talking. If you see her, tell her I don't care what she's been doing. She can come home. No questions, no speeches.
I'll tell her she can trust you.
Sandra's pretty headstrong sometimes.
All times, it sounds like. Alright, I'm gonna do 2 more things and then we'll call it a session. I want to, before I forget, I like to visit the other ATM and withdraw the funds from it. And then we'll also get the credit chit we saw above that one, store? Building? Place we haven't been yet? right around the corner right there is where we saw it on the roof. And then we'll call the session. And then I'll probably start recording the next one right away. I'm super addicted to this game.
You saved my life.
see. Oh, I deleted it. Okay, we don't have the pass key for this. See, this is why I have to check. Then you want to stop here, Tim? Nah, we'll do this on screen really quick. Take care, guys. Thank you for the grenades. Right here. Instinctively, I delete the notes. Or maybe we didn't click on it. Maybe I thought we did, but we didn't. So that's the account and password for the ATM out here. Generally, the data cubes that contain information on an ATM are telling you about an ATM in the zone they're located in. I can't think of a single one that isn't the case, at least so far. So here, that's the account number. It is 2867. I do feel slightly guilty taking money out of someone else's ATM. But I mean, they should wipe the data pads, and hopefully they have already taken all the money out of it, or right, and moved it someplace else. So I guess we're teaching them a lesson. That's what we're gonna go with. All right, guys. So I will stop here. Thank you all for watching, and maybe I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.